What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Speed Build. Today we're going to be working on this mountain-based thing up here, which I'm pretty excited to finally get to work on. As you know, we've had this guy sitting up here with no detail since the beginning of the series, so now we finally get to give this area some love. And off camera, I did get to work on polishing a lot of this house area down here. I also made sure this ridge path was, looking nice. I put some bushes and some trees and grass and yada yada yada. And I also got the little fort up here set up for when I do the interiors later. I don't think I show it in the video, but I also fixed up the tunnel and the bridge to make sure those things connected well. And I also put in the tunnel into the terrain, put the hole so that people can go through it. But yeah, hopping right into it, we basically do the usual step-by-step process, which is just, rocks first, trees, props, and then I get into the actual area, which unfortunately I don't actually finish this video because I ended up having to stop recording because I ran out of space on my computer. I had to delete some of our older videos off of there because, man, these things take up a lot of storage. A usual recording is about 2.5 hours, so you can imagine, that takes up a lot of space. It's usually like 15-16 gigs, and since I am working off this laptop, I literally can't do more than one video at a time. So yeah, I unfortunately got cut off short and I couldn't really finish it, but I do get pretty close. The only thing that's really missing is some like extra detailing on the ground and stuff, but we can do that next episode. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to finally finish this area up here. I do put these walls in because I thought because I went in off camera to like drive around to see if it looked good in a car, but the only problem was that it was hard to tell where the cliff was, just like real life basically. So I did what any reasonable engineer would do and put some walls so that it's easier to see where the cliff is and where the road is, and it ends up looking good just in like a detail sense. It just looks good in the environment. I also forgot to mention that the reason that the recording was so long was because I spent a majority of those 2.5 hours just working on the lighting, because I don't know, something about it was just kind of throwing me off. It didn't look as pretty, I guess, as my previous level, so I decided to work on that a little bit. I'll get to it basically around like the halfway point, but I spent about an hour alone in just doing the lighting because it was taking me forever and I couldn't get it to where it was in the last level. I feel like the last level had really good lighting, so I had to go in, I checked my screenshots, and I even went back to the level and copied the settings over, and it was just a long process. I'm glad it's over now, but yeah, I'm excited though to like show you, because I did record it this time. The last time I did lighting, I did it off camera, so this time you guys can actually see what is being done. And like I said though, a lot of this is just, it's just rocks. It's just me putting down rocks, but hey, it's satisfying to watch, I think. So here we are. In other news though, Black Ops 6, right guys? I mean, that game is flames. At least I think so. I mean, I've been having a blast with it. I don't think I've had this fun with a Call of Duty in a while. I said the same thing about the beta. I had kind of high hopes, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like even then my expectations were kind of blown out the water. I don't know. I didn't expect to enjoy the gameplay that much. And even though SBMM is kind of kicking my butt a little bit, but not too bad. It's hard, but I mean, the prestiging and the weapon camos is like, it's just addicting. Like, this is the most addicting I've ever felt playing a COD before. So I don't know, I'm really happy with it. Definitely worth what I put down for it, which I'm embarrassed to admit, so I'm not going to. But definitely enjoying the game. And again, just like any game that comes out, I always love to see what the level designers do and how the level design looks and what they, what the visions were, right? And in the campaign alone, there was so many examples I could take from, so many places where I took inspiration from. Not that I could really put any of it into this level specifically, but I did get some ideas And honestly, also even the multiplayer maps just have a very nice look and feel to them. Definitely next map, we're definitely going to take a little bit of inspiration from the Payback map and probably like a little bit of Vorkuta, depending on how snowy I want the next map to be, which I'm still not exactly sure about, but I guess we'll just figure it out when we'll cross the bridge when we get there. But yeah, Black Ops 6, awesome time. On another note though, besides that, I also wanted to ask a couple questions because I feel like there's some opportunity here. So for starters, I did want to try doing a VOD channel, but I know I'm not big enough to do a whole separate channel, so I think I'll start uploading VODs on this channel. But eventually, if this kind of pops off, I will want to move it over to its own separate channel. But for now, I was wondering if anybody had any opinions on me uploading the full like 2-hour 30 long sessions. I would want to find a way to incorporate my mic into it. I'll see if I could just, even if I'm not really narrating too much, or whatever the word is, just like talking during the recording, even if I'm not doing that a whole lot, I still would want to upload the VODs and have my voice in it somehow. So I am going to be doing that. I'm excited to see what you guys think. If anybody has any opinions, please let me know. But yeah, I think that's just a good way to go, because a lot of the people who don't really who the whole point of this, right, the reason it says speed building a map to yap to, or speed building a map and yapping, like the whole series idea basically was to be something you can just put on the background and stuff, but I decided to make it more of an active kind of video format. So in order to keep the original idea alive, I think it would be pretty fun to have a VOD. Now that I'm thinking about it, I may or may not have narration, we'll see, or commentary, but I definitely will be doing that in the future. Probably with my next series, I'll start working on ways to get that in order so that my next series could have a VOD format for it as well. And there is some other things I wanted to do as well. This is something I would need an opinion on, but because of the state of my channel right now, I don't think I'll probably get one, so I'll just wing it. But if anybody does happen to have an opinion on this, please let me know. I was thinking about slowing the speed down of the speed builds, maybe, because right now it's at like a 5 times speed. I was thinking of maybe putting it down to like I don't know, like a 3, and having the videos be longer but less being done, basically. Because right now, let's say I'm doing a 2.5 hour session for these videos that are at 5 times speed, the videos end up coming around to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, right? So if I make it 3 times speed but only record for an hour, I have less getting done, but I feel like the videos are a little bit easier to follow, because right now I kind of go too fast for even me to like narrate through what I'm doing. So I don't know, I'm thinking about whether or not we should change it. Talking about change though, real quick, this is the lighting. This took me so long. I cut out so much of it. What you're watching right now is only a tiny fraction, which is still at 5 speed, by the way, which is going to end eventually, but you'll see. It's nice. I think we've made improvements to the lighting. Honestly, if you can't tell the difference at this point, neither can I, but trust me, it's there. I went through I went through hell and back trying to get this lighting to look good, and honestly it still needs work. I want it to look a little bit more different to the last level. Right now I kind of copied it like 1 for 1, so I want it to look more unique to this specific area. I'll probably incorporate more blues instead of reds. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that lighting took me forever to finish. But yeah, I do want to mess around with the speed of the videos a little bit. Maybe put it down to 4 speed and make an hour and a half recordings as like a happy medium or something like that. I guess we can try doing something like that. But I don't know, I think 5 times speed is just a little too hard to keep up with. But then again, it's like there's just not much I could really narrate about when it comes to these videos. I mean, everything I'm doing is pretty self-explanatory. It's mostly just like an art project, I guess, and definitely an idea though, definitely something to keep in mind. And something else I wanted to incorporate to my future videos was a face cam. I am a little afraid of putting my face out there, but another part of me realizes that face cams just do a lot better on YouTube if the people could see you. It helps with like viewer retention, it helps with viewers in general, helps with the channel, and I don't mind myself being out there really, and I think it'll be fun. If anything, I think it would help a little bit with the current format I have going on, because right now I'm kind of like recording these on my phone while watching back my edited footage, so it is a little bit like the way I'm doing this is a little low budget, and I feel like having the camera and that different type of format would just help the quality of the content overall. So I do want to do that, and I also need to get freaking CapCut Pro because I don't have any more captions. I could have sworn this was a free feature, but I literally don't have access to the captions anymore, so this video will not have any. I will be buying the Pro version of this editing software because admittedly it's a pretty good one. I mean, I could do everything I want to do with my content on this platform, so I might as well just join Pro and get the captions back and probably some extra features too, which I don't have right now. So yeah, no captions on this video or possibly the next one, but eventually I will have them back, don't worry. And yeah, I'll eventually probably end up doing a face cam, but for that I would want to get like an actual camera and not just use like my phone, because nobody's gonna want to look at that, let's be honest. So yeah, all very good ideas I think for our beautiful series, and I'm pretty sure I will implement most, if not all of them, with the next iteration of this, with our next map. For now, we're going to try to keep things simple and in line with the rest of the series. I'm not going to change up too much here. I might do some exploring with the speed and stuff to see how I like it. But other than that, we're not really changing up the formula of the series that much. But yeah, so tell me what you guys think of these ideas. I'm pretty excited about them. I'm excited for the future of the channel. I really want to get some new stuff flowing in here, so the VODs definitely going to happen. I'll just have to figure out a way on how to upload them, but I definitely want to do that. And with that being said, though, that is pretty much it for this episode. Talking about what we actually managed to get done, there's quite a bit. We finished the base pretty much. We got everything we wanted to do. I turned the little watchtower into a fuel area. I was gonna put one of the big ones, which you saw, but I decided to get the little small fuel boxes or whatever they're called in there instead. And we put some boxes around and throw some, clutter into the mix, and we also get some trees going as well. Most of this episode is kind of boring because we really just put a lot of rocks and got the terrain set up for this area up here. Most of the deep detailing and foliage I'll probably do next episode. But overall, I'm just excited. I'm just happy. I'm happy that this area got done. I think it looks a lot better now that it has all the rocks on it. And now that we got some props in here, the base is starting to look a little bit more like a base. It is still a little empty, but I'm pretty sure I'll fix that once I put in the foliage and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm wondering how exactly I'm going to balance this area out with the enemies, because you can kind of get to it from the start if you just climb the mountain. So I don't know how I'm going to spawn in the enemies up here or how they're going to work, because also if you create noise on the bottom, then they would be coming up from the top and shooting you from the top, which would ruin the whole flow of the bottom area and the house. So I don't know, we'll figure that out, I guess, when we start working on the AI. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.